To clarify that you are saying you had no knowledge of these checks being signed that are in question, and you are surprised that your name has come up. Is that what you're saying? You did not know these checks were signed?
Those checks that was forged by chairman, I didn't know about it.
When did you come to know about them?
I didn't know when he forged those checks.
When were you? When
I heard it through the television. I had a meeting when he mentioned my name, and the treasurer mentioned the forged check.
No, allow me to come in here. You know, you said something about being surprised, you know, because that is a usual habit of his, forging checks. And I'm wondering if you have evidence, because Julius Abure was on the morning show yesterday, and he came, you know, with a number of checks and documents to back up his claim, you know, that he has not defrauded the party in any way. But here you are on national TV saying that he has been forging checks. Do you have evidence to back up your claim?
So I didn't know. The treasurer accused him of forging checks, which I didn't know about, because I was just a new in that office. Before because my signature was not changed immediately I entered in that office, until when from 7th February to March, I was not a signatory until when my signature was perfected. Then I became a signature. But as a signatory to the account. But as at that time, when the check was forged, I did not know about it. On the 29th of March, or the 28th of March, the meeting was for INEC meeting, when Julius Abure said that I should step down as acting national chairman so that he would take over. Then I rejected it. Until on the meeting of that day, on the 29th, he stood up on the meeting. He collected the microphone from me to preside over the meeting. Then I dragged the mic from him. There was a tussle between me and him on the microphone until he later allowed me to address the neck. After talking, he talked. Then from there, somebody arose from the audience and said, the best thing is to remove me as acting chairman and he should take over. Then I was dragged out of my seat as a chairman and he came up. So after that, he brought some documents because he told me that the reason why he was putting that meeting in Edo, his home state, is because he has monopoly of talks, that he will gather as many talks as possible so that they could help me to protect my interests in case if anybody objected to my position. So there and then, immediately after the meeting, they removed me, pushed me out. I was intimidated, pushed out of my seat, and he came and sat on that seat. And from there, he opened his portfolio, brought so many documents. I was surrounded by so many talks in that meeting. I was forced on duress to sign many documents which I could not be able to proofread at that moment. After that day, when I left for my states, then he used there was a Sienna silver car pursuing me after that meeting. As I following him bomber to bomber along Abuja, Abuja Road. So until when I reached one police station, I stopped and alerted the police. So when they came, the police stopped them and they had to go back. On the following day, I was called to come and change my signature as a signatory of the accounts, which I rejected. But he forged my signature because there's no way he could have changed signature, affected his own signature without my person signing out of that account. He also forged a signature, a letter and a signature to INEC to tell them that I have resigned as national chairman of the party, which I did not do. All those things I did not do. Because when I attended the meeting on February, after the approval of my appointment, I attended a meeting in INEC conference room, where the INEC chairman introduced me, and all of us stood up and observed a minute's silence for the late chairman. As at that time, Julius Abure, who was elected as national secretary of the party, was with national secretary of all the 18 political parties on their own side, while I was with all the 18 political chairman, national chairman in my own side. Then I entered another meeting at Ritz Hotel in collaboration with NIPS and INEC, where the meeting was slated for all the national secretaries and national chairmen. So he was a national secretary and I was a chairman until that 29th of March, where he planned and intimidated and took over the office. And in my party, the constitution cannot use a NEC meeting. The meeting was for NEC meeting, where all the chairmen, secretaries of all the states were invited, including Abuja and National Working Committee. There he planned and removing him from the office. So I am here, and ever since then, I just kept quiet and leave everything to God. I did not talk, and I just kept quiet until when this issue of forgery and that they mentioned my name, that those checks, the checks he forged, I did not know about it. I only signed check for the meeting which we held on 29th March.
Well, Ms. Labeke, these allegations that you have shared with us are quite deep and astounding. When you were going through such a process, as it must have caused you a lot of turmoil, did you report this to anybody, to the National Working Committee of your party or some of the higher chieftains within the Labour Party? Did you share this with any of them?
Yes. Immediately we came back from that meeting, he formed a disciplinary committee that they expel me from the party, because I didn't go on the invitation. The next thing is that he said that they should expel me from the office. Immediately I came back from that meeting, I went to NLC, Nigeria Labour Congress, who registered that party. That party was registered on 2002. All the people that formed that party were from different unions. I came from Nigeria Union of Local Government Employees. I retired as a director in that office. And I was one of the founding members of that party. I was the first national treasurer for many years. So when I reported to them, they took it up and wrote a letter to INEC to condemn that particular meeting that brought Julius Abure and Farouk as national chairman and secretary. So I reported.
Now, the national chairman of the Labour Party, that's Abure, he has dismissed all the allegations leveled against him, by the treasurer as baseless. And he believes that the national treasurer, who has now been suspended, is under some external influence, with some analysts suspecting that this might be a ploy, by the other faction of the party to take control of the Labour